Hello and welcome. This is the 60-minute fusion. My name is Melissa and we're here at Shangri-La Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. Fusion is a class where the first half we do a vinyasa flow. So move a little bit faster, get our heart rate going. And then the second half, we just slow it down a little bit, focusing a little bit more on strength, balance, flexibility, things like that. And I do like to focus on something different every week. So this week we are working towards camel pose. Maybe you're familiar with it, maybe not. I'll give lots of options when we get there. We will be working into our hip flexors a lot and our spine, a little bit into our shoulders as well, opening all of that up to get to that peak posture. And we're going to start today in a child's pose. Whatever that means for you, it can either be knees together or knees out wide. But it just depends on your hips and how they're feeling this morning. Allow the big toes to touch and then settle the hips back towards the heels. Take a second, maybe rock back and forth. Find somewhere that you can be comfortable and then reach nice and long through the fingertips. Allow the forehead to soften down to the mat. You can rock the head back and forth, finding some movement before eventually settling into stillness and taking these first few moments just to scan the body and notice how you're feeling. This is your practice, so making sure that you modify, that you do things for your own body and at your own pace. So just seeing how you're at today. Maybe it's different than yesterday or last week, but honoring yourself in the present moment. And then taking a deep breath in through your nose, fill up all the way to the top, pause. Open the mouth, let it all go. Gonna make lots of noise, full breath in. Big breath out. One more just like that, inhale. Clear it out. And then close the lips. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. You can find your ujjayi breath, finding a slight constriction to the back of your throat. And just using that breath to cultivate heat. Coming back to your open mouth exhales at any point when it feels right. Find a little bit more length through the fingertips. Press the hips back towards the heels. With your inhale, come up to tabletop. And we're going to start to shift forwards. We're going to come right into movement. So shift forward, making sure the shoulders come above the wrists. You're letting the hips drop as you lift the heels towards the glutes. So little heart opener here. Roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. If you want to add in the gaze up towards the ceiling. Pull the navel in to protect your low back. So this is not coming from the low back at all. Always the upper back and our back bends. One more inhale. Exhale, start to shift back to your child's pose. Good, nice and familiar here. We're going to do that directed movement. Inhale, roll forward, maybe rounding the spine as you come forward. Lower the belly, open the chest. Exhale, curl it out. Inhale, broaden through the front body. Exhale, settle into the hips. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, sink back. Inhale, come up to your tabletop, your stable table. So this time, hips above knees, shoulders above wrists, pressing away, strengthening the shoulders, and then gripping through the fingertips. Place all the way into your left knee. Inhale, right leg reaches out to hip height. Flex the foot, roll the pinky toe towards the ground. Once you feel stability, try to reach that left arm forward as well. So left arm, right leg, opposite arm and leg, it's a little bit of balance, working our core here. Pull the navel in nice and tight. Lengthen out a little bit more through the heel of the finger, big breath in. Breath out, take the elbow to the knee underneath you, curl the spine, round. Inhale, open up, lengthen. Exhale, curl. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back out long, pause right here. Adding on, start to bend through the right knee. Sweep the left arm behind you. You can see right here, just reaching for that foot. If you can't quite grab it, right? If you can grab it, if it's available for you, grab that foot, press the foot into the hand, and find your tiger pose. Open up the chest, press away from the ground with the right hand. Lift the leg a little bit higher, press the foot into your hand. You can keep the gaze down for more support. If you're feeling wobbly, pull in the navel. Good, slowly release. Inhale, lengthen out. One last time. Exhale, come down to the mat. Inhale, open up the chest. Cow. Exhale, round the spine. Cat. And come back to that neutral spine. This time placing all the way into our right knee. Inhale, left leg reaches out, hip height. Pausing for a moment to find your stability. Make sure it's directly out of the hip. So you're one long line from hip to heel. Roll that pinky toe down. Once you've found that stability, maybe taking the weight out of that right hand and reaching it forward. So opposite hand and foot. Pull the ribs in towards each other, tight core. Lengthen out a little bit longer, inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, round the spine. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back out long, pause here. Start to bend through that left knee. Right hand comes behind us, either stay here, just reaching, or you actually grab the foot, press the foot into the hand. Open up the chest, roll the shoulders back. Gaze is down if you're feeling wobbly here. Stretching out the hip flexor, stretching out the quad. Press the foot to the hand, lift it up a little bit higher. Good, slowly release. Inhale, open up. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Keeping the shoulders stacked right above the wrists. Take the right leg, extend it. Take the left leg, extend it. Come to your high plank. If you need to, you can lower the knees down for supports. Coming to that modified plank. So you choose here. We're only here for strength. Press away from the ground. Slight rounding in the upper back. Heels high above the balls of the feet. One more inhale. Exhale, hips lift high. Come to your first downward facing dog. Take some movements. So pedal it out. Bend into one knee, then the other. Shake the head, yes and no. Releasing the muscles in the neck. And then settling into stillness. Spreading the fingers out nice and wide. Placing the weight into the fingertips. Firm up through the forearms. Press away from the ground. Pull the ribs in. Slight little bend in the knees. Knees never have to be completely straight. Inhale, bend the knees a little bit more, look forward. Exhale, slowly step the feet up to the top of the mat, come to your forward fold. Feet can be out at hips apart for more space. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, fold forward. Pause. Bend the knees so that the belly hits the thighs. Hands drop opposite elbows for ragdoll and find some movement. Releasing everything in the spine, all the way to the neck and the face. Letting it all go. Feeling this nice stretch. When we back at center, hands come all the way down. Keep that soft bend in your knees. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, slow roll the spine up towards standing. Your head will be the last thing to meet you up. Once you come up, head comes up, shoulders back and together, palms forward. Coming to our strong mountain pose. Remember, strong, right? We're not sinking into the body. We're keeping that strength. We're opening up. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up high. Mountain, roll the pinky fingers in. Exhale, cactus arms and open the chest. So this is coming from the upper back, right? So making sure you're pulling that navel in, taking this out of the low back, keeping the core nice and tight. Hug the shoulders in a little bit more. And a little bit more. Inhale, reach the hands high. Good, this time we're going to bring the hands together, or hands behind our back, so we're going to use a little bit deeper of a back bend. So placing the hands into those like back pockets there, right? Pressing them down, making sure we're keeping this out of the low back. We're not pressing the hips forward, we're keeping them stacked. Roll the shoulders back in together. Inhale, lift the chest up with the gaze. Exhale, start to find that little bit of a deeper back bend here. Slight little squeeze of the glutes, not clenching. Pull the navel in a little bit more. Remember, this is coming from the belly button and up. Gaze can lift if it feels comfortable. Come a little bit deeper. Good, inhale, slowly roll the spine up. Exhale, start to fold, hands trace down the back side of the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the palms, inhale, step back to high plank. Second time here. Don't want everyone to lower their knees this time, because we're going to work on that first chaturanga. I want to make sure that we're finding that stability. Make sure we're firming up through the thighs. Pulling the hips in towards each other. Squeeze the navel nice and tight to the spine. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, hug them in as tight as you can, and lower as slow as you can, all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, root through the tops of the feet. So much so that your knees probably lift. Inhale, lift the chest up, baby cobra. Keep the gaze down to the ground, hugging the shoulders back and together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower it down. Good option to come a little bit deeper. Inhale, rise, baby cobra, maybe coming towards that higher cobra. If you're in the higher cobra, keep the soft bend in your elbows. Keep a nice long neck. Making sure that you can roll the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath in. Breath out, slow lower. Good, last round, I'm going to give you the choice. Baby cobra, full cobra, maybe upward facing dog. If you're ready for upward dog, hands come a little bit further back. Press into the feet, press into the palms. Inhale, lift the chest up for that upward facing dog. So chest opens, knees lift off of the ground, all the way into the hands and the tops of the feet. So you can open up the chest a little bit more. Full breath in. Breath out, roll over the knees or the toes, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. As we come to our chaturangas, being mindful that you can skip them at any point. You can take a cat-cow, you can meet a set-down dog, you can modify as well those different variations I showed you. Working faster, inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to back pockets. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, find that little back bend. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold, trace the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high plank. Pause here for a moment. Knees up or down, working our first chaturanga. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, hug them in lower half or all the way, chaturanga. Inhale, open up, cobra or upward. Exhale, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to back. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, roll the shoulders together. Inhale, rise up, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga of choice. Plant the palms, find your flow. Remember, you can skip them. You can use the knees. Or you can make them a little bit spicier, adding an extra push-up. Meaning our downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. One more time, full inhale. Side out. Inhale, right leg reaches up high, three-leg dog. Pause for a second, roll the pinky toe down, flex the foot. From here, bend the knee and open up the hips. Then making sure your shoulder's not opening here. So let that shoulder come down towards the ground. Both of our shoulders are facing down. Press the left heel towards the ground. Keep a soft bend in that knee if you need to. Inhale, lengthen that leg back out long. Exhale, pull the knee in, round the spine, look forward, and step that foot up. If you need to, take a second, walk it forward, lower the back knee down. Inhale, root to rise, come up to that low crescent. Pull the right hip back into the socket. Hug the ribs in towards each other to engage the core, and then lift up through the fingertips. Find a little bit more length. Deep breath in. Breath out, cactus the arms, hug them together, sink into the front hip. Continuing to roll that hip back, hugging it in. We've been here before in our standing, just adding in the legs. Come a little bit deeper into that front thigh. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, frame the foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, find your flow. Inhale, cobra upward. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot reaches up, pause. Roll the outer thigh down, flex the foot. Bend the knee, open the hips. So when you bend the knee, make sure that your upper body is not changing at all. It's only that lower body that's changing. Stretching out through the back side of the right leg, stretching out through that left hip. Inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, pull the knee in, tight, 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 round, make space, step it forward. Back knee down, make sure the knee is above or behind the ankle. Pull the left hip into the socket. Inhale, open up, low crescent. Good, settle into that front thigh. Lift the toes up, wiggle them a little, spiral the pinky fingers in. Full breath in, find a little bit of space. Breath out, sinking cactus. Holding. Navel nice and tight. When we're taking this out of the low back, we're not crunching through our low back here. Hug the shoulders together, lifting the gaze that feels good in your neck. Inhale, come back up, low crescent. Exhale, frame the foot. Back knee lift. Inhale, step back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, lift the hips. Big breath in. Let it go. Good, 2 more breaths here. Take them as your own. Good, moving on. Inhale, right leg reaches high. Exhale, pull the knee in, pause the knee towards the chest, around the spine. Inhale, leg lengthens back up high. Exhale, step that foot forward. This time, back knee stays lifted. You can have a soft bend in that back knee. Make sure the heel's right above the foot. Inhale, lift up, high crescent this time. Still hugging that right hip back into the socket. Finding stability here in our hips. Soft squeeze in the glutes. Inhale, reach up. Find that strength in your fingertips. Full breath in. Breath out, hands come to heart. Start to double lunge to that back knee. So double lunge, see if you can just hover it barely over the mat. You should be starting to feel this a lot through that hip flexor, right? It's going to be a little challenging. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, double lunge. Go one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Pause here. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky transition. Start to shift the weight forward into that front thigh. You can drag the back foot if you need to for more support. So with a breath in, we're going to slowly start to lift that knee all the way forward to our one leg mountain pose. All right, take a second to get there. Right foot down, left leg up. Knee is out of hip. So nice 90-degree angle in that knee. Hands together, shoulders back. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, cactus arms. Add a little balance challenge here. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Step the left foot down. Come straight to your chair. So challenge yourself to just come straight to that chair. Sink it back. You're going to feel the burn in the thighs here. Weight is into the heels, out of the toes. Good. Pulling the navel in, protecting the low back. Chest is open, shoulders back and together. Sink a little bit deeper here. 2 more. Last full breath. Find your edge. Inhale, extend back up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, find your flow. Step it back, lower control. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hips high. Working that second side, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, controlled step, low lunge. Back knee up, hug the left hip back. Inhale, open up, high crescent. Remember, soft bend that back knee if you need to. That helps make sure that we're not crunching into our low back, especially with low back problems. Making sure that heel's high above the ball of the foot. Reaching up through the fingertips, not one long line from hips all the way up through the crown of the head. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, double lunge. Pause with this first one. Left hip back, hug it into the socket. Pull the navel in. Inhale, come up, lengthen. Exhale, sink. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, pause here. Tricky transition. Start to shift the weight forward into that front leg. You can walk it forward. Lift it up, one leg down. Left foot down, right leg up. Making sure that knee is out of the hip. You're flexing the foot for more stability. Keep the gaze down. Full breath in, reach high. Breath out, cactus arms. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hands to heart. Foot comes down straight towards chair. Sink. Challenge yourself here. Find that burn. Hugging the hips in. Pulling the ribs towards each other. Sinking a little bit deeper. You got this. Almost there. Keep that strong breath. Last one. Settle. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Flow through. Remember, skip it if you need to. This is your practice. Deep breath in. Clear it out. All right, next part's my favorite part. We're coming to our breath to movement. Working it quicker. If you need to, take a couple extra seconds in that transition towards balance. And keep the gaze on the ground for more support, right? So listen carefully because we're just going to modify it slightly. Inhale, right leg reaches high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, double lunge one time. Lean the weight forward. Inhale, come all the way up, one leg mountain. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, flow. Meet in down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, power. Exhale, hover the knee. Lean forward. Inhale, right leg up. one leg mountain. Exhale, chair sink. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, melt. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga of choice. We're almost there. You got this. 2 more rounds of chaturanga. We're going to go one more time on each side. Give it your all here. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, hug. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, double lunge. Lean forward. Inhale, knee comes high. Exhale, hug the shoulders. Inhale, reach. Exhale, foot down, sit low. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga or dome. You choose here. We all meet in down dog. One more chaturanga class after this. You got this, almost there. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, lower the knee. Gaze forward. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale, chair. Last part. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, last chaturanga. You take it or you don't. Big breath in. Let it out. Good. Next time, stick out your tongue. Find your lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale. Make lots of noise. No one around to see you. All right, knees come down to the mat. Roll over onto either side. We're going to come all the way down. We'll work our hip flexors and our core here. Hopefully you had fun. I love that flow. It really works our hip flexors, works our balance. Listen, a little bit different. So we're all going to be on our backs. Walk the heels in towards the glutes. Roll the shoulders underneath you just slightly. You just want to make sure that you can tickle the heels. So you don't want them too close, right? Take a breath out. Big breath in. Start to lift the hips high. Come to your bridge. Snuggle the shoulders underneath you. Use the glutes. Just a soft little squeeze. Use the quads. Hug those. Protect the low back by pulling the belly towards the spine. Lift it a little bit higher. Find a nice length through your hip flexors, through your quads. One more inhale, lift the hips a little higher. Exhale, lower it down. One big breath. Let it go. Inhale, hips come back up. Pause and maybe come a little bit underneath you, a little bit more of the shoulders. Opening up the chest. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Full breath in. Breath out, lower. All right, we're going to go a little bit faster just for a couple of rounds. One big breath. Let it out. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Inhale, rise. Exhale, soften it down. Whew. All right, take a second, pull the knees in, maybe taking some circles, massaging the low back. And then come back to center. All right, what we're going to do now is core work. I know you all love it. We're going to work that core. Lift the legs up towards the ceiling. Interlace the hands behind the head. Take the left elbow, bring it towards the right leg, and lower that left leg down. So it's like bicycles, but with straight legs. If you want to, you can take more traditional bicycles with the knee in, all right? So we're going to take opposite elbow, Take some movements. Okay, we're gonna grab the backs of the thighs. I'm gonna challenge you here if you wanna try something a little bit different. So I'll give you a couple of options. Our ultimate goal is coming up to standing. So we're gonna start to rock and roll. Taking lots of momentum here. You can either use the support of your hands to stand, or if you want that challenge, I'm gonna show it to you. Take a big rock, plant the feet, come all the way up to your standing. So if that's not accessible, right, you can come down and you can plant the feet and just help yourself up. But if you want to try that challenge, you know, maybe test it out. See how it feels in your body. So we're all up in our standing now. Maybe your core is a little bit sore now that we've worked it. We're going to do a little bit of balance here. So we're going to place all the weight into our right foot. Spread the toes out nice and wide. Hands come to heart center. And then we're going to start to bend through that left knee. So right foot down, left knee bent. You're going to take the left hand, reach out to the side. Grab the inside of the foot. We're not coming towards dancers here. So we're going to come into a little quad stretch. So add a little bit of balance, right? So press the foot into the hand, but keep that leg nice and long. We're not extending back like in dancers. Trying to stretch out the hip flexor and the quad. Press the knee down. Slight squeeze of that left glute is going to help you feel a little bit deeper into the stretch. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you know, lifting the gaze up. If you're feeling super stable here, press the foot into the hand a little bit more. Try to really find that stretch here, down the front side of that left leg. Slowly release. Shake it out. Place weight back into the right foot. This time the left knee is going to come up to hip height, one leg mountain pose. Find that stability, gaze down or up. Take the hands, interlace them around the front of the shin. Pull that knee in. Press down firmly through the right foot. Hug the knee in as much as you possibly can. Roll the shoulders back in together. Maybe for challenge, you can lift up with the gaze. Rolling the shoulders back, keep the chest open. Pull the navel in. Strong cores will help us with our balance, right? Hug it in a little bit tighter. And then let go of the leg and release it, shake it out. Right foot is going to stay forward. Hands start on hips. Take the left foot and step it to the back of the mat. Foot is parallel to the back of the mat. We're finding our warrior two legs. So left foot is parallel, right foot is facing forward. Bend nice and deep, reach out with the arms. Lengthen through the fingertips. Lengthen through the shoulders. So broaden through the shoulders. Sit a little bit deeper into that front thigh. Hug the knee open. And we can really challenge ourselves here in our warrior two. Usually we're coming into warrior two if we're doing other postures. But here it's our first posture here where we're really coming deep into that thigh. So see if you can come a little bit deeper here. Really hug it in nice and deep. Press into the outer edge of the left foot. Hang that front thigh. And then come a little bit more. When you think you can't come any deeper, keep it going. Good. Inhale, reach up high, heels and toes out. Find your star. Lengthen through the fingertips. Full breath in. Breath out. Start to bend into the knees. Goddess and cactus arms. So one big movement here. Find that goddess in the lower body. Hug the shoulders together. Inhale, reach up to your star. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Inhale, come up to star. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Bend into that front thigh. Settle into here. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Straighten up that front leg and sweep the right hand back. Find lengthened toes to fingertips. Press the hips towards the front of the room. Back hand is nice and light on the leg. Find a little bit more length as you reach towards the back of your room. Last breath in. Breath out. Hands are going to cartwheel down to the frame of the foot. Pause right here. Walk the foot out and the hands in. Active runner's lunge. Press that back thigh up towards the ceiling. Hug the right knee in nice and tight towards the arms. Press away from the ground. Find strength through your shoulders. You're going to start to shake. You're going to feel this a lot. Challenging ourselves, right? Using your breath. We're only here for 3, 2. Last breath in. Exhale, knee comes down. Untuck the toes. Sink the hips down towards the ground. And we're not going to come down any lower here. We're going to play around a little bit with a couple variations. So if you can roll out onto the outer edge of the right foot and then curl the toes towards the shin. Stay here, hugging those hips towards the ground at center. If you want to come a little bit deeper, you can bring the left hand to a blocker of the ground and the right hand can come to the inner thigh. Just coming into a little bit of a twist here. Helps us to target both of our hips. Maybe you feel this a lot in that left hip flexor. Maybe you feel this a lot in that right inner hip. We're all going to be a little bit different here. Try to press away from the ground with the left hand. Keep strength in your shoulder. You can stay here if you want to come a little bit deeper. You can start to bend through that back knee. Maybe you just bend it and you can't quite reach. If you have a strap nearby, you can wrap the strap around it. You can keep the hand on the sacrum or grab for that foot and pull it in for that quad stretch. So lots of different options. Find the one that feels right for you and your body. That quad stretch can help too because you'll stretch all the way through the quad, maybe even up into the hip flexor. Making sure that the right knee does not come in front of the ankle. If it is, walk the right foot a little bit further forward. If you have the foot, slowly release. And we'll all come back to center. Hands onto the ground. Foot comes back in. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee, look forward, and just walk that foot up to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Feet out, about hips width apart. And maybe ragdoll, take some sways back and forth. You should feel a difference from one side to the other, as we've only done one. So just kind of take note of that. Come to center, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, second side. Rooting down through the left foot. Start to bend through that right knee. Right hand comes out. Grab the foot. Remember, we're not coming to dancers. We're staying here for that nice stretch through the quad. So press the knee towards the ground. Press the foot into the hand. Slightly squeeze the glute. I find that helps me find a little bit more of a stretch. So we're not clenching the glute, just slightly strengthening. Keep that left hand on the hip. Gaze down if you're feeling wobbly. Lift up as you're feeling stable. Roll both of your shoulders back. Trying to target the front side of our leg. And then slowly release. Take a second to shake it out. Root back down through the left foot, hands at heart, right knee up. One leg mountain pose. Once you feel like you're stable here, interlace hands around the front side of your leg and pull that knee in. So you've probably done this a lot while you're laying down. But it's really similar to when we do this for a climb, right? Maybe you do this a lot before you come into a supine twist. Just adding in that little bit of balance here. Try to hug the shoulders back. Keeping our chest nice and broad. Pull the navel in. So you can hug that knee up a little bit higher. Pressing down through the left foot. You keep a soft bend in the knee if you need to. And then release, shake it out. Keep the left foot forward, hands stay at hips at first. Step the right foot back. Find that warrior two stance. Back foot about parallel with the back of the mat. Left toes facing the front. Bend nice and deep. Reach out through the arms. Open up that knee. Good. Spiral it outwards. Reaching those fingertips out as wide as possible. Come a little bit deeper here. Pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Keep this back leg active. Sink deeper. 2 more. Settle in. Press down through the feet. Inhale, rise up, heels and toes out. Exhale, cactus the arms. Settle into that goddess. Knees roll out. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, come up to start. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Inhale, straighten the leg, left hand back, reverse your triangle. If you notice those hips coming back, try to press them forward towards the front of the room. Reaching up. We don't want to be pressing our weight into that back knee. So notice if you're putting all your weight back, maybe change the hand to be up towards the thigh. Reach up and then back. Keep length in your side bodies. Last breath in. Breath out, hands come down. Come into that low lunge, foot to the outside, hands to the inside. Finding our runner's lunge. Back knee stays lifted unless you really need to lower it down, then please do so. Hug the knee in towards the arm. If you press away from the ground, try and strengthen your shoulders. It will take a little bit of the challenge out of the legs here. 3 full breaths. Final big breath in. Breath out, knee comes down. Untuck the toes, wiggle walk that leg back. Remember, we're staying up on our hands. Roll out onto the outer edge of that left foot. Stay right here, feeling the stretch here. If you want to come to another variation, take the block under the right hand or right hand to ground. Pressing away, rolling the right shoulder back. Left hand can come to the inner thigh. Try to press and sink those hips towards the ground. Really feeling that stretch. Hug the left hip into the socket. Stay here or take the hand to the sacrum. Maybe bending through the knee, stretching the quad. And then if you reach back, grab the foot. If you have that strap, use the strap to find your quad stretch. Or just don't find your quad stretch if it's not speaking to you. If you have the foot, slowly release. Come back to center. Walk the foot to center, hands outside, foot inside, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and walk it forward. And now we've done both sides. So walk out those feet, hips like, shake it out. Just noticing how you're feeling now that we've kind of created that equanimity in either side. Come to center, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms down. Inhale, step back to your downward facing dog. So just lift the hip side to down dog. Inhale, right leg high. We're coming towards our half pigeon. Exhale, knee comes underneath you. Shin comes across. So knee comes towards the right arm, shin comes across the mat. Lengthen a little bit more to that left leg. If you need to, grab a block and place it under the right hip for support. Or maybe a pillow. Maybe you don't have a block, but you have a pillow. Good. Stay lifted just for a second. Open up the chest. And then when you feel ready, walk the hands forward and come to your sleeping pigeon. It's just another way to possibly target our hip flexor. So some people feel the hip flexor a lot in lizard. Some people don't. Some people feel it a lot in half pigeon. So maybe you didn't feel it in lizard, but you feel it here. Keep some length through the spine. And if this doesn't feel good for you at all, if your knee hurts, remember you can come into your reclined pigeon instead. Taking the right ankle over the left thigh and pressing that knee forward. So just another variation if you have a bad knee. Remembering that we don't have to have that leg parallel to the front of the mat. That's actually not really an accessible version for most people's bodies. So it's more than okay to have the heel close to your hip. It's going to be safer. It's going to feel better for most of us. And if you walk yourself down, hands come back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. We're going to lift that right leg up to third leg dog and just take a second to shake it out. Funny movements. And we're stepping it down to down dog. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Knee comes behind wrist, shin softens down onto the mat. And try to walk that right leg back to find as much length as possible through that right leg. Pull the left hip back into the socket. So we're still keeping strength here. See if you can stay lifted for a second, open up the chest. Notice if you need something under that left hip if it's tempted to roll down to the ground. When you feel ready, walk yourself forward. Find that sleeping pigeon. So in pigeon, we want to make sure that our hips are as even as possible. So just kind of noticing if you're rolling onto one side or the other, and then trying to find that nice equal place in your hips where they're kind of level with each other. That's where that block comes in handy because, you know, it is tempting to allow that hip to come down to the ground on the left side. So if you see it doing that, grab that block, place it underneath. And if none of this feels good, recline on your back. Take some deep breaths. If you went further down, walk it up. Making your way towards three-legged dog, shake it out, find some movements. Allow the fluid to come back into the joints. Step the foot down, and we'll all lower our knees down. So we're gonna come onto our shins. So we've done a lot of preparing, and now we're coming towards that peak posture. We're coming towards camel. We've done it, we made it here. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of rounds. So if you know advanced versions of camel, you know, go through the easier versions with me first, and then I'll give you options to go further as we go along, all right? So I'm gonna do some notes before we come in. Making sure that we're one long line from knees to hips, right? So our hips are staying stacked above our knees. Notice if you're tempted to lean back here. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can kind of see me a little better. So notice if you're tempted to lean back. So you don't wanna be leaning back, and keep that weight forward. And just like we've been doing all class, keeping that back bend from belly button up. So pulling the navel in to protect the low back, rolling the shoulders up and back, and opening through the chest. So you notice how when I'm bending backwards, this part of my body is not moving. Only this part of my body is moving, all right? So just focusing there. If you have a block and you want to, you can always place it between the thighs. That just helps you to, you know, activate those inner thighs. But I want everyone to tuck their toes here for this first variation. So that's going to make it a little bit easier, give you some support. Take the hands into the back pockets. Press them there. Hug the shoulders together. Hug the elbows together. Pressing down. Pull the navel and keep that navel tight. Inhale, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Stay here or start to roll the shoulders back. Maybe the gaze comes with them if it feels okay for you. Remember, notice you're leaning back. Press that weight forward. One long line from knees to hips. Back bend is coming from our upper back. Gaze is forward, or allow the head to come towards the back, looking towards the ceiling. Hug those shoulders together a little bit more. Come a little bit deeper. And inhale, rise up. One more round. You choose here. You're going to find your own depth. Same, keep the toes tucked. If you want to, you can untuck the toes if you know that feels better for you. I'm going to show you ways to come deeper, but if you're not comfortable going deeper, keep the hands in the low back. So we're going to start with the hands in the low back, knees and hips width apart. Pull the belly towards the spine. Inhale, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly roll the shoulders back. Find that back bend. Squeeze the glutes just slightly. You can stay here, or if you want to try to come a little bit deeper, take one hand, place it towards your heel. Maybe taking the other hand, placing that one towards your heel. If you're doing this, your hips are still staying stacked above your knees. And the bend is still coming from our upper back, so pull the ribs in towards each other. Maybe you let the head hang heavy if that feels okay. So this is a more deep variation, so if you try it and it doesn't feel good, please come out of it. Couple more breaths. Last one. If you come down, walk the hands up towards the back, tuck the chin to the chest, and come all the way up. All right, you guys did it. Good job. I'm sure you all looked wonderful in your camels. So now untuck the toes, sit the hips back towards the heels, and just allow yourself to drape down into your embryo pose. It's a really nice counter stretch to camel. Just allows us to relax the spine. We did a lot of bending, so now we're finding a little bit of a rounding. And if you want to, I'm going to give you the option for a rabbit. So if you want rabbit, it's a nice rounding of the spine. A little counter stretch to camel. You're going to take the hands to the heels and then come to the crown of the head. So just the crown of the head, don't come too far. And then start to lift the hips up off of the heels. This is our rabbit pose. Make sure you're not placing the weight into the crown of the head. So the crown of the head can lift up off of the ground and you can still lift the hips up off of the heels. And then just round that spine. Don't out through the spine. Pull the navel in nice and tight. And you should feel this really juicy stretch here. Then let's slowly release down if you're in rabbit. Come back to embryo. We'll all get there. Walk the hands under the shoulders. Lift the chest up. Hips come off to either side. Legs come long in front of us. Legs reach out a lot, nice and long. Flex the feet, toes curl towards the shin. You keep a soft bend in the knees. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, reach them out long, find length. Hands settle wherever they can reach. So whether that's shins, ankles, or feet. And you need to keep that soft bend in the knees. Just depends on how tight your hamstrings are. Rolling the shoulders back, keep the chin towards the chest, but not touching the chest. Stretching out our spine after doing all that back bending. And then slowly roll up to your seat. Make sure you're towards the top of the mat. Arms reach out long. Take a breath in. Count of 5, slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Big full body stretch. Stretch through the toes, pointed toes. Fingertips reach nice and long. And then pull the knees in towards the chest. Find some circles with the knees. If you want to, you can find your happy baby, grabbing shins, ankles, or feet. Pulling the knees down, rocking back and forth. I really like this at the end of a practice because it just helps you bring some movement, a little massage into that low back. And then come towards center. Knees come back in. Right knee stays in, left leg comes long. Pull Pull the knee in towards the chest. So this is familiar, we did this, but standing. So now we'll recline down, hug that knee nice and tight, press through the left heel, take a breath in. Breath out, right knee comes over the body, coming into your supine twist. Right arm reaches out, gaze comes over the right shoulder. Find your own edge, so shoulders are down. Knee does not have to be. You can always grab a block or a pillow and place it under the knee. We're coming towards the end, so give yourself permission just to slow it down. Slowing down the breath, the heart rate, and the mind. Preparing ourselves for our Shavasana. Knees come back into center. Take a second to hug them both in nice and tight. And then keep the left knee in, right leg comes out long. Hug that knee in nice and tight. Press through the right heel. Full breath in. Breath out, knee comes over the body, bumping the hips, over towards the left. Knee comes to the right. Left arm opens up. Gaze over the left shoulder for a deeper twist. Shoulders down, not the knee, unless you can get both of them down. You can use the right hand just to gently caress the thigh. You want a deeper stretch. You're always welcome at this point to close the eyes and keep them closed for the remainder of your practice. Come to center one final time. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Nose comes up to knees. Biggest breath in yet. Pause the top. Take one more little sip of air. Exhale, open up, release to Shavasana. Legs long, arms long. Take up lots of space. This is your time. Your time to do absolutely nothing, to relax into your body, to enjoy the rest. So allow yourself to be here. And I'll call you back when it's time. in your Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you would like. If you're ready to move on with your day, start to find some movement in your body. Reach the arms long, full body stretch. Knees to the chest, roll onto either side, fetal position. When you're ready, pressing up to a comfortable seat. Hands at heart, eyes closed or gaze soft towards the ground. Release all of your air. Fill back up. Sigh it out. Take a moment of gratitude to yourself for taking time out of your day to show up on your mat, for taking time for your practice, and most importantly, for taking time for you. I'm grateful that you all decided to join me, whether it's live or later on Facebook or YouTube. And from my heart to each and every one of yours, namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you maybe tried something new, you challenged yourself today. Maybe you went a little bit deeper in Camel than you have before. You know, it's really important in those postures to be opening up all the different muscles that it takes. You know, that's why it's really fun to do those peak postures, because we can really focus for that posture. If you really enjoyed our video and you would like to donate, please do so. There are links to Venmo and MindBody on both Facebook and our website, and we appreciate you guys sticking with us here, you know, and we can't wait to be reunited here in the studio, hopefully not too long from now. Once again, I appreciate you all for coming today. My name is Melissa, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.